Hey everyone, Robin from Backscatter here, and today we're taking a look at part 6, the final part of our best settings for the Olympus TG5 series. In this one, we're going to cover the best accessories for this camera and all the gear you need to shoot everything we've covered in parts 1 through 5. You can find a link for all of these items on backscatter.com in the video description. Let's start off with a couple of basics for the camera itself. Since the camera only comes with one battery, it's critical to pick up a spare battery and an external charger. This way you're always ready to shoot and have a battery on reserve. You'll also need an SD memory card. We recommend a 64GB card to start with, especially if you want to shoot some video, since that takes up a lot more space than photos do. The only special thing to note about memory cards is that if you want to shoot 4K video, you will need a memory card that's at least a UHS 1 speed class 10 or faster write speed. So that's the camera all taken care of. Now let's get into the cool stuff, starting with the housing. The Olympus PT058 is our pick for the best overall housing for the TG5. It's simple, effective, affordable, and it's rated to 147 feet. It's got great in-water ergonomics, gives you full control support so you can operate everything on the camera smoothly, and it's compact and light for travel. Best of all, it supports all the accessories that we need. We recommend adding a backscatter double-handled tray, which only improves the ergonomics in the water, and it also acts as the foundation for adding lighting, but most importantly, it massively improves the amount of stability that you can achieve. It's also just better having a grip you can quickly grab underwater without worrying about hitting any of the camera controls on accident. The other cool thing about the tray is that it gives you a convenient spot to attach your coil lanyard. Now, we recommend going with the good old Cetacea coil lanyard with the brass snap hook. We just loop this through the hole on the tray and snap the other end to a D-ring on us, and now we've got a secure tether so that we can go hands-free in a hurry with no worries. Most underwater compact cameras need both a wide angle and a macro conversion lens to shoot the full range of subjects that we encounter, but this is not the case with the TG5. Thanks to microscope mode, we've got macro shooting covered, but we will still need a wide angle lens. That's where the Backscatter M52 wide angle lens comes in. This is going to expand the camera's field of view to 120 degrees underwater with no vignetting at the widest setting and sharp corners for great image quality. It's called the M52 lens because it's got a 52mm threaded mount, which is exactly what the PT058 housing has. It has an adjustable shade so you can get it to that 12 and 6 o'clock vertical position. There's a grippy silicone band around the edge, which makes it really easy to thread on or off underwater, which we do have to do once at the start of our dive in order to burp or clear that airspace between the lens and the port. It comes with a nice hard carrying case for travel and a hard plastic rear lens cap and a neoprene cover for on the boat and in the water protection. Now before we get into lighting, there are two more accessories I want to cover that are a little more aimed at macro shooting. First is the AOI UMG01 LCD screen magnifier. This can really help your eyes out because it gives you a nice, crisp, magnified image of the camera screen, and it even has an adjustable diopter so you can get focus for your eyes and mask set right to where you want it. It's super easy and fast to install and remove, and it even has a little quick release snap for on the fly. This is the closest way to shoot your TG5 like an SLR or mirrorless camera with a viewfinder, and we really like it for macro shooting and making sure that we get critical focus just right. For shooting macro video, a tripod is going to be a crucial accessory. You really need those macro video clips to be rock solid. We like the Joby GorillaPod for this because it's really adaptable for underwater terrain. The catch here with the tripod is that the double-handle tray and the tripod don't really play that well together with this housing installed right out of the box. There's just not enough room to mount everything as it comes. The good news is that for macro video, you can just run the housing right on the tripod, leave the tray behind, and put your video light in the shoe mount on top of the housing. This is just fine, and it's everything you need for macro video with nothing you don't. That being said, if you want to use the tray and the tripod at the same time, you can just replace the bolt that the tripod includes with a slightly longer one, which we provide for you with our TG5 package, and then you're good to go. For the most part, you really only need to use a tripod though when shooting macro video. When using a tripod, we recommend doing the set and forget technique, where you get your shot established, hit record, then back off and let the critters and the fish come back into the frame and get a little more comfortable in your shot. Now we're ready to add lighting to our system, which will require some control arms. There's two systems here that you can use. Flex arms are the more economic and simple option. Flex arms are flexible, making them easy to use, and these are fine for beginning shooters and folks who prefer simplicity. But if you want a little bit more control, more range of light positions, and the ability to truly lock down your lights in a fixed spot, then machined aluminum ball and clamp style arms are the way to go. The other key advantage of ball and clamp style arms is that they offer us a space to mount some buoyancy compensation and offset the weight of our system underwater. Obtaining neutral buoyancy will do wonders for your video stability, not to mention just making the system way more easy to manage in the water. To get our buoyancy dialed in, we like using Stix floats. The amount of flotation you'll need is always relative to the actual weight of your system, so depending on exactly what you have configured, the number of floats you might need can vary. That's why we like the Stix floats. They're really easy to adapt and just dial in so our system is perfectly weighted for every configuration. Now let's get some lights added on. We'll cover strobes first, then video lights. There's a lot of options in this department, and you can always reach out to us for any questions you have about specific models or combinations. These are just our top picks for the TG5. Our favorite strobe option is the CNC YS01. This is an optical-only strobe with both manual and TTL modes and a really easy to understand interface. One strobe is fine for shooting macro and fish portraits, but you'll really want two for wide-angle shooting to get the necessary angle of coverage. The strobe body itself uses a YS-style mount, but that can easily work on our flex arms or can be adapted into a ball mount. You'll also need some fiber optic cables to trigger the strobe, and it's always a good idea to pack an extra one or two of these in case of breakage and because they weigh basically nothing and take up such little space. The optic cables will attach to the housing using this little plastic clip that lives on the flash window and is included with the housing. This little clip is the only way to attach an optical cable to the housing, making it a pretty critical failure point, so don't forget this little thing at home, and even better, pick up a spare from us and pack it for your trip. You'll need to power your strobe with some AA batteries. The only AA's that we sell are Eneloop rechargeables because this is the only AA battery recommended by all strobe manufacturers. They give the best overall performance and have stood the test of time. We recommend always packing twice what is required to operate your strobes, plus the chargers for the batteries, of course. This is really the best way because you've always got a set in the strobes ready to shoot and one charging or on reserve. When it comes to video lights, we prefer the Sola line from Light & Motion because they're really compact, powerful, lightweight, durable, and simple to use. The Sola 2500-1200 Spot Flood is our pick because it's got both a wide beam and a spot beam that you can quickly toggle between, giving us really easily accessible versatility. Add a second light and you can easily light any scene for video from macro up to wide angle with one lighting setup. Solas work with every style of control arm, or as we mentioned earlier, you can even just run a single light right on the shoe mount on top of the housing. This is a great configuration for minimalist macro shooting and keeping your system small but highly effective. If you're using a video light for up-close macro shooting, there is one more piece of gear that we recommend. A simple step-up ring helps mask the red port on the PT-058 housing. We need this because when shooting super close with a video light, this red metal port can actually reflect back into our scene and create kind of a weird color cast in our shot. You can also mask this thing out with some marker or tape, but we prefer the step-up ring for the cleanest solution. So that's pretty much all the gear we need to shoot pretty much any subject or scene with the TG5 underwater. The last thing we need to figure out is transport. Fortunately for us, the compact nature of this system makes it easy to squeeze all of this into a single carry-on size bag like the Think Tank Airport Essentials backpack. This backpack is the smallest practical bag to fit everything into and still have the peace of mind that your gear is safe and secure. Of course, you can always go larger, but if size and space is a priority, this is the most compact and effective solution. We can be fully loaded for both wide angle and macro, video and photo, and still come in at under 17 pounds. We do offer a few different TG5 packages here at Backscatter that can get you fully equipped, or if you just want to build a custom package for you, give us a call or shoot us an email and we'll be happy to help out. Now that you've got the skills, techniques, knowledge, and the accessories to get the most out of this camera, get out there and put them to the test. If you ever need help or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us here at Backscatter, where we dive, shoot, and service everything we sell. Thanks for watching the best underwater settings for the TG5 series. I'm Robin from Backscatter signing off, and happy shooting!